The current situation now is the Las Vegas mass shooting, the mass murder. And while there will be a lot of social media talking about this, they aren't necessarily trying to offer solutions. But keeping in the spirit of Halloween, the month of Halloween, and that today is a segment for victims. And who are the victims? The 50 dead, the numerous wounded, physically wounded, and the many more who were there that are wounded mentally. They're not being talked about. And that's not what I'm not going to focus on that either. But they're mentally wounded because they could have been killed. They could have been struck. Why were they there in the first place? They have to wonder now. In hindsight, what was the point of being there when this is going to happen? And they have to wonder, what if they were the one shot? What if they were the one grazed or just wounded, shot in the head, the liver? What if they didn't make it? What if they had to die and their loved ones in pain for the rest of their lives? And the guy was a mentally distraught accountant, it seems. And he pretty much Lee Harvey Oswald everyone from a hotel building. And I'm not going to say worse. I wanted to, but a really messed up thing is the guy took his life at the end. He took his own life. So for those out there who are saying that we should find him and kill him, but he's already done that. And you can't execute him in a court of law. He did that himself. You can't torture and beat on him for the pain that he's caused because he already did that. So he's taken the thunder away from everyone. And this is what, when Cedra and I talk, we say you just have to eat it. You can't do anything about it. And going on the theme of being the victim, yes, we are all victims because these people, they got killed. I mean, why did they have to die? Why did they have to get shot? They're at a concert. They're joined in unison to enjoy music. They're, it's fall season. Everyone's enjoying the great outdoors and it has to get ruined. Halloween month already starting with the mass shooting. I mean, what? I know Hallows Eve is supposed to be a celebration of the dead, but this is the worst way to go about it. And considering that this guy, what was he going through? I mean, I'm sure he was a victim himself. Was he going to lose his job? Was his wife cheating on him and he felt like nothing was left? Did he have a sudden epiphany of the world and saw how ugly it really is here in the United States and abroad? And he just thought, maybe I'm going to liberate everyone from this suffering. Who knows? No one knows what he was going through, what he was suffering. And to compare that, of course, it pales in comparison to those that he attacked. If he's going through something like anyone, he should take it upon himself to deal with it personally and not take it out on everyone else like any other bully or anything like that. But just as much as these 50 dead and hundreds of others injured and psychologically scarred, this guy too was a victim. And what was he a victim of? We don't know. And I'm sure it's never going to be enough to justify what he did because it's not. Also, another victim you want to speak of would be calling this the worst mass shooting in the history of the United States. And it's best, I haven't watched it, but Kyle Kalinske, he titled it Modern U.S. History, which is more accurate because I would say that Tulsa, Oklahoma was a strong mass shooting. Rosewood was a strong mass shooting. I would say even way before that, the generals and cavalries that invaded indigenous campsites, murdering genocidal ways of the natives, killing hundreds and sometimes thousands in a month's time would be worse. And this is after the United States was recognized as a country. So using the term in U.S. history should really be stricken from anything because it insults those who have died before today, before the Florida shooting. And there's going to be another mass shooting. So who are the victims? You are, the listeners. Have you been shot yet? No. And I hope you don't get shot. You know, those it's not necessary to get shot. Well, sadly, no, I'm going to have to retract that. Some people need to get shot to wake them up to the possibility of people getting shot. Because when it comes to lawmakers, when it comes to mainly Republicans, paid Democrats, they don't have any empathy until they go through the same tragedy that everyone else goes through every day. And since the National Rifle Association, and you got places like Smith & Wesson and others that are paying them these hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of dollars to vote in favor of gun deregulation is basically what it is. It's just a matter of time before you go to your local Walmart, your local Food Lion, Birds if they're still around, Roses, the next pro wrestling event, the next musical event, an ice skating. The county fair is coming up. When's the next shooting going to take place? Will it be a madman driving down your road just shooting into homes randomly? Will it be a case of shoot the windows out, throw a grenade in there and see what happens? These things happen. They happen overseas. They're happening here. And it's time that in this horror movie, we stop being the victim. And like A Nightmare on Elm Street, we turn things around. The heroine is no longer in distress, but becomes the savior of everyone. And we can do so by electing better people into office. People who are in favor of gun control, gun regulations, stiff gun regulations. Because it's not the mentally ill that we have to keep guns away from. No, not just them, but anyone in general. Take assault weapons off the table. They shouldn't be produced and sold anywhere in the United States. Handguns are only good for a short amount of time. Mainly a 6 revolver is what we should all have. Because then you only got 6 shots. Make them count. Matter of fact, just one chamber should be good enough. But solving this is very important. And picking the right people for our Senate is the best thing we can do. So vet them. If they are not in favor of gun control or stronger gun regulations, don't vote for them. Vote for someone else. You let them know, if you will not do anything for gun control, you will not get our vote. And if you do say you're in favor of gun control and that you will fight hard to do so, and you do nothing in your first month to try to do anything, and you don't fight tooth and nail every day to do something, then you should be voted out and possibly sued for fraud. Go to prison for fraud. That's what would happen to anyone else. It should happen to them. We're all victims of the NRA. We're all victims of money in politics. And seeing is that there's nothing that we can do right now but accept the bullet in the head, the chest, the gut, the leg, or in someone we love. And the only thing we can do is send our prayers and our thoughts. That's not me. I'm not sending you my prayers because I don't believe in the sky god thing. I'm not sending you my thoughts because I'm not telepathic. That's not happening. I can only wish that people can get better and vote better. Think before they jump off the bridge of let's shoot everyone and then get guns to protect ourselves so that no one can shoot us. So seeing how things have turned out in Las Vegas, Columbine, and all other places of the United States of America, where there are over 400 million people and over 300 million guns, that doesn't really matter because it only takes one person with one gun in one crowded area to do this kind of damage. I hope that we get better. I hope that we turn this script around and become the saviors, not the murderers, and not the apathetic to those who are murdering, because we're just not a part of it. We are. We're here. They're here. And they just might have a need to go out and shoot someone near you or you personally, just because today happens to be Monday. This is Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.